On February 2nd, I had the pleasure of visiting Bill Tolich at Humanoid FX, and we sat there for about 2.5 hours playing through his pedals and talking about them a bit. And I've sliced it up into 6 different videos that I'll be posting one new one every day this week until the last one, obviously. So check it out. Also, check out A Cautionary Dale on Instagram. He is the person that does Bill's artwork. Check out Humanoid FX on Instagram, humanoidfx.com, and Humanoid FX on Facebook. Enjoy. I'm Scott. You're watching Guitarnivore. I'm here with Bill Tolich. Tolich? Did I say that right?
Tolich,
Tolich.
yeah.
Perfect. From Humanoid FX, and we're in his workshop. We're going to be playing with some of these pedals here. If you watched my interview from a couple months ago from the Carolina Pedal Pop-Up, Bill was one of the people that I interviewed. We did short interviews there, but we didn't really get a chance to play with a lot of his pedals because my setup didn't quite work as I wanted it to. So today, we're running it through a Fender Deluxe Hot Rod. And Bill's going to talk a little bit about the pedals, and we're going to both play a little bit and see how they sound.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. I appreciate you coming all the way up. It's a little bit of a hike, hopefully not too far, but yeah, you came into the studio. Well, this part's in progress, but we got a little bit of stuff here. Is some inventory, and mind the mess, right? But we got all the different goodies, the pedals. We each got our guitars. We got we'll be playing through some stuff. Show the workbench here. We got something that I had to solder up the ghoul so we can get a little test it out here. Hear how it sounds fresh off the workbench. And we'll talk. I'll ask you some questions too.
Okay, I don't know what kind of questions you're going to ask me because I don't know anything. So right now we got the Entity plugged in over here. You'll tell us about this pedal.
Yeah, the Entity is basically it's not a clone of the Klon or anything like that, but it's pretty transparent when you get it down low with the gain. But it gets high gain. So which is interesting for an overdrive pedal. It's got some minimal components here. It is an op amp base, but it does get some high gain. I set it up so that it will have high volume, lots of output, but also it does use so there's 2 gain stages. There's the first gain stage does run through some silicone diodes. The second final clip-in stage is I use these new old stock glass germanium diodes, very smooth. So I wanted this to have a very smooth clipping. But if you're playing it through a tube amp like this, it's not going to clean up so well when there's a lot of volume going into this. So we're trying to attenuate into the amp, from the gain there. So there's from the volume, but there's a lot of gain on tap.
Yeah, and he's playing it through a pretty clean amp.
Let's hear how this sounds. The gain is pretty. It cleans up a bit. Clean tube amp, but the pedal's on, and we're running. Actually, we're blocking a lot of that. But the gain is way pretty clean. It cleans up, very transparent. Add a touch of. Turn it up a little bit. Gets a little bit of bite, Little hair.
Sounds good though. We're kind of keeping it a little bit, the volume a little low here because we're in a neighborhood and we can't be cranking it up. But if you could crank up the drive and add that pedal to it, it'd be probably pretty insane.
I can crank. Listen, here, I'll keep the volume down a little bit. Let's hear how it sounds. Turn it.
screw that up.
So yeah, no big deal.
At what point did you start building the entity?
Oh yeah, so the entity was one of the earlier ones, right? So I had a different overdrive in the beginning, and it was, I don't know that I cared much about the artwork. I was doing some face plates, and drilling a bunch of enclosures myself. After the Goblin, right, which was one of my first ones, I did get the Apparition and the Entity were the next ones, and the so this was a couple of years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago at this point, and this was one of the original artworks. It was in the bigger enclosure, and then I moved it to the smaller enclosure.
Okay.
And now there's actually different artwork, which we can kind of debut here a little on the camera. We've got some new. The circuit boards are being finished up. There's going to be a clip switch that's added, right? I've also got. So there's new artwork from Disaster Area Designs and our artist Dale Atkinson. You know, we've got some sparkly. Bring it close. Got some sparkly artwork here. It kind of looks like a little bit of a something new. Got some other. Probably need to change some.
It's probably not picking up too much more.
Maybe not, but we've got the volume drive. This one has a comp and a high pass filter, a low pass filter. We're probably going to be adjusting those a little bit here with the EQ. Those labels may not be right, but then there will be. We'll see what happens with it. You know.
Okay.
Coming soon, right? There's a couple of other things we're waiting on the manufacturing of the circuit board. Then we've got the things in the queue for the for the machine shop. So a number of different cool stuff happening here. In a minute we can talk about the entity the apparition after the entity, and we can show some new artwork with that. But we got this for right now though. I have some more in stock of this model, just a couple. This might be I think I have one or two, and that's it. And that'll be probably it for this version of the artwork. Probably after that I won't have any more of that type anymore. Mm-hmm. I'll just be working on the next type, the big box version.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of other things coming that we got to work on, and I'll be debuting things on as they progress on social media.
Cool.
Sounds good. Yeah, so I mean, even it cleans up pretty nicely, even on single coils here. These are not active. It's pretty. Yeah,
That's me again. I was just testing something out.
Yeah, and we got here's the middle. It's not super noisy. You got the humbucker down here. If you got pretty decent gain. Again, it's an overdrive. You really want to push something with it. Maybe not. I mean, if you could have it as just your distortion, if you have like a solid state amp and it cleans up just completely, But if you want to push your tubes, you can definitely do that. This is very, very loud. Next time, maybe we'll have. I don't know. Figure it out. Maybe a soundproof room or something like that. Get it cranked, right? But we'll go through a couple of things here. We can always revisit this. You want to keep playing on it? We've got the.
Yeah, we can play with the Ghoul real quick.
Play with the Ghoul.
We're gonna swap out pedals.